Hello, friends, and welcome. I welcome you to this Full of Hope yoga session. This is a session for pain relief. And I thank you for joining me here. I am glad to have you here. As I said, this is a special session. It's on pain relief, or did I say that? It's a session on pain relief. And so what we're going to do today is I'll do a little bit of talking, a little teaching on the nervous system and how the nervous system responds to stress and how it responds to pain. And about the cycle that pain and stress can get in, this vicious cycle of pain creates stress creates more pain, and the cycle just kind of goes on and on. So more importantly than the education, although I think that having that knowledge of what's happening is so important, and that's why I do want to spend some time on it, but the real important and impactful part will be that we will actually do techniques, breathing, movement, and stretches, certain practices that activate your relaxation response in your nervous system. And I've created a brief handout. I've sent it to everybody. I'm just going to talk a little bit from that. So Earlene's going to pull that up. And I wonder how many of you kind of nod your head to the experience of that being a cycle, that pain and stress are a cycle. Pain creates stress in the body, which creates muscle tension, which can create more pain. And so what we want to do is be able to recognize that this cycle is happening, recognize the responses of an activated sympathetic nervous system. So I guess this is where I should do a little teaching about the nervous system. The nervous system, it has the sympathetic, which is the system that responds to into a fight, flight, freeze activation when that's what is needed. It is the system of your body that brings you motivation and energy and action under normal circumstances. You know, we need that energy and that motivation to get out of bed and to get into our day. But when it's overly activated or it's chronically activated by chronic stress, trauma, or chronic pain, then you're experiencing the sympathetic responses of a raised heart rate, shallow, quick breathing, heat into the body, heartburn, headaches, these, and a lot of muscle tension with the sympathetic when the sympathetic is activated. And so again, more muscle tension creates more pain. Now, the parasympathetic is the branch of the nervous system that brings us down, that brings us into a relaxation response. And so while this is the autonomic nervous system, and that reactions are automatic when we need to take action and move into an activated state, and when it's time for rest and sleep and to digest, our system is going to do the things it needs to do that automatically. But the exciting thing is that we can affect it, and we can affect specifically activating the parasympathetic branch, and it's called the it's called the rest, digest, portion of the nervous system, and those are the relaxation responses. So you're not powerless in your pain. You're not powerless in your stress and in that cycle that can be created, because you can affect your nervous system. So why, you might be wondering, why yoga for stress and pain? Well, yoga is something we do with the body. So it is a body-based somatic, soma means body. It's a somatic practice that takes us out of our thinking mind and into our feeling body. And that's what we need to do. We need to activate the parasympathetic. We need to be in our feeling bodies. And so that's what we're going to experience with our practices today. One more thing. How many would agree with this statement? Never in the history of calming down has anybody calmed down by being told to calm down.
It's so true.
Yeah. It just doesn't happen. I mean, under normal everyday stress, the ebbs and flows and this nice little flow of normalcy. Yes, you could maybe have, bring a new perspective to the situation. You might be able to logic your way down a little bit off some stress. But under traumatic stress, when your sympathetic nervous system is activated into that fight flight, no amount of talking, no amount of thinking is going to calm you down. We can't think ourselves relaxed. We can't talk ourselves relaxed. We have to feel ourselves. We have to approach it from the body, and so that we can bring feelings of calm. And then when the body when you feel calm in the body, that sends message to the brain, to the mind, that yes, you're okay, you're safe, and that's going to bring down the system, bring up the relaxation response, and you're going to feel so much better, and hopefully and in control and with some empowerment over a lot of this craziness in our world that creates stress and pain. So now I just thought I'd go over the goals for our practice today. Well, we've already done a little learning on the nervous system, because knowledge is power. And we're going to practice, first and foremost, compassionate self-awareness. It's very important to, it's a core fundamental practice at the core of trauma recovery, at the core of traumatic stress recovery, is to, I call it notice with kindness. That's the short version. To notice what you notice and feel what you feel, without judgment, without analyzing, and without comparison. That is compassionate self-awareness. And I know it's not easy, and that's why it's a practice, and that's why I will encourage it a lot throughout this practice. We are going to expand our awareness of our external environment by using our external senses. And we do that because that brings us to the present moment. And when we're in the present moment, that is calming for the nervous system. So we'll expand our awareness of our external environment and cultivate our capacity to understand, feel our internal environment. What is going on internally? And that is called interoception. And that's also very fundamentally important in doing this type of recovery work, is to be able to sense and feel into your body. And I think this will begin to make a little more sense as we go on. And then lastly, we're going to activate our nervous system's relaxation response with lots of different techniques that I keep calling them easy and accessible, meaning that there's something that you can do anywhere without bringing attention to yourself, and in terms of it's just something you can do. And so easy and accessible. I want you to feel empowered after this session, that you have some tools and means to affect your nervous system, bring yourself into a state of relaxation where you have a physiological change. So it's not just relaxation for relaxation purposes, but it's relaxation for therapeutic purposes, and that's the difference. Okay, we are going to get started. So we're going to begin in a simple seated position. Now, of course, you can do this in a chair. You can always do this in a chair, and you can modify as needed. But I'm going to be doing it from the floor. We will begin as I always begin, and I'm going to take you through a routine kind of consistently over and over. And it's because that's what our nervous system needs. It needs consistency. It needs slow and steady. And also, as I take you through this routine of pausing, grounding, orienting to the environment, and noticing your breath and noticing body sensation, that it'll become routine for you, so that you can take it off of the mat and into the world. And that is why we practice here. Okay, so we'll get started, and we'll get started with a pause. We intentionally take quiet moments, get still in the body. It's like you've pushed a pause button. And then begin to become aware of the ground underneath you. So if you're on the floor, we want to bring a physical sensation to feeling that we're sitting on something firm and secure. The ground is not spinning out of control underneath us. It might feel like that in the brain, but that's what we're doing here. We're coming out of the brain, out of the thinking mind, into the feeling body. Bringing awareness to a sense of something firm and secure under your legs, under your tailbone, maybe under the back of your legs if you're sitting in a chair. Grounding is exactly that. Bringing awareness to feel that ground underneath you. It may seem simple or silly, but it is so important, because it is soothing to feel, for your body, your nervous system, to feel something firm and secure. And now let's begin. We're going to orient to the environment. Let's start with the sense of hearing. So your environment, choose one thing that you hear. One thing to notice, to bring awareness to. Bring some detailed awareness to this audible sound. Can you get a sense of what is creating the sound you're hearing? Is there an ebb and a flow to the sound? Can you get a sense of where that sound is coming from in relation to your body in this moment? If you were to draw a line in your imagination, your feeling body imagination, what would that line look like from the place of the sound to maybe the front of your head? Getting a sense that this is proprioception, getting a sense, where is something in relation to your body in this present moment? And now how about an aroma? Maybe you have a candle or essential oils in the room you're in. Maybe you can detect your own lotion or deodorant. Just notice. There's no right or wrong to this. It's bringing focused awareness to one thing at a time. Bringing us into the present moment. And now if your eyes are closed, go ahead and gently open your eyes, and we'll use our eyes, our vision, to orient to the environment. So why don't you take a look out above your device, finding something in the room that's in your line of vision in front of you, and just notice one thing. Bring detailed awareness to its shape and size, its color and hue. If you were to touch this one thing you're looking at, what would the texture feel like? So that is a practice of orienting to the environment to bring your system into the present moment. And that in itself should have a calming effect on you. Now we're going to begin to do some stretches. Now, if you are already needing to move, you just move and sit as you like. I'm going to stay in simple seated. If you need to move your legs, just go ahead and do that. So let's start by getting some movement to the shoulders. Rolling the shoulders. Let's inhale the shoulders up to the earlobes and exhale them back and down and low and loose. And doing that again, we'll inhale shoulders up and exhale them back, down, low, and loose. All right. Briefly, we're going to go through that routine. Pause. Feel the ground. Notice the sensation of stability under you. Notice one thing in the environment. And here, just notice if you can soften. Curiosity, no judgment. Where could you soften one place in your body? And then feel your breath. With compassionate self-awareness, we are aware of the breath without needing to change it right now. Good. And let's turn the chin to the right, slowly till you feel when it's time to stop. Feel the stretch, feel your breath. And turning the chin towards the other shoulder, whatever side you are on. Notice the stretch, notice sensation, and feel your breath. So now we'll bring the head back to center, maybe roll the shoulders again. And now let's drop the right earlobe to the right shoulder. Go nice and slow. We're dropping into our feeling body, sensing the stretch on the neck, sensing movement of our breath. We'll bring the head back, earlobe to the other side. Feel the stretch. Feel your breath. Bringing the head back, forward gaze. Here we go, dropping the earlobe again. Now this time, if you bring that, or if you're on the right with me, you bring the right hand to the side of the head and just let it rest there. And just the weight of that's going to do all it needs. And then bring the left hand over to the rib cage. And here we're going to inhale and exhale, just gently draw against your ribs. This is called a C-spine twist. Breathing in. Exhale, gently draw against. Breathing in. Exhale, gently drawing against the ribs. We'll do that 3 times. So we've done that 3 times. So we'll release. Just let the head move here. Let the head and shoulders and neck move how it wants to after that. Now remember, if you feel pain or strain in this, don't do it. Okay, this is a somatic practice to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest, digest, relaxation response. It's not just stretching the neck. So now we'll do the other side. We're going to drop the left earlobe towards the left shoulder. Left hand comes to the side of the head. Right hand to the ribs. Inhale. Exhale, gently draw against the ribs. Inhale. Exhale, gently draw against. C stretch in the spine. One more time, inhale. And exhale, gently draw against the ribs. And we release and we let the head and the neck move how they like. So this is an important part of it too, and that is learning to respond to your body's what is kind of asking you to do. As we expand our awareness of feeling and sensation, we want to also respond to those feelings and sensations, and that brings a sense of control and empowerment back into a system that has had a lot of a lack of control and chaos. Okay, so we want to respond to what the body is needing. So again, respond to your hips. If you need to move those hips, I need to move my hips. So what I'm going to do is bring my hands behind shoulders. And first here, let's open up through the shoulders. Now you can do this in a chair, your hands behind you, or just following my shape of bringing the hands behind, heels to the outside of your mat. And then this is where we windshield wiper our knees and hips. We want to open up those hips, respond to sensation in the hips and the back and the shoulders. As I'm going to bring us back to simple seated. Okay. Coming back to simple seated, or you could sit in stacked knees if this is a good option for you. You could sit in heroes. I'm coming back to simple seated. All right, we're going to continue to do some stretches with the neck and open up through the heart and move the shoulders. This one is bringing the right hand to your left knee and the left hand behind you. And we're just going to get a little twist. Just a gentle twist to the left. And with your head here, if you could bring your head to the left shoulder, a little twist to the left, and raise the chin just a bit. And breathe. A little gentle raise to the chin if you don't feel pain or strain. One more breath here. We'll bring the body back. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Twisting to the right. Twisting at the core, the chin goes towards the right shoulder. Your body will tell you where to stop. Gently lift the chin if that doesn't cause pain or strain, and breathe. We're activating the outside of the neck. We're actually activating, toning the vagus nerve of the parasympathetic nervous system. One more breath here. And then we will release and come back. Roll the shoulders. Next, it's dropping the chin towards the chest. Let's go through our routine here. A pause. Sense the ground underneath you. Notice that there's firm, stable foundation under your body. Notice one thing in your environment as you sit here with your chin to chest. Just notice something you hear, perhaps. And then with curiosity and no judgment, notice if you could soften anywhere in your body. Maybe in your shoulders, maybe in your face or jaw. Just notice. And now sensing your tailbone. Imagine your tailbone is rooting, growing roots down through the floorboards into the earth, just holding you so secure. And then up from your tailbone comes your spine, sensing your spine coming up through the tail, through the low back, through your mid back, through the back of your neck, the curve of your cervical spine, where your chin drops towards your chest. This is interoception, my friends, the sensing of the body internally. And the dropping of the chin towards the chest is an activation, a toning of the vagus nerve. It's activating the parasympathetic system. Let's see if you could loosen your jaw here a little bit. And now we'll bring the chin and head up nice and slow. And again, just respond to what would feel good. And if it feels good and okay and safe to keep going, bringing the chin up. And then drawing the chin down. Slowly bringing the chin up. Drawing the chin down. One more time, if this is feeling okay for you, up and down. Good, and we'll bring the head back up. Let's move into another form while I talk a little bit more about this relaxation response. I'm going to press my legs out into a seated staff. If this is a good option for you, Let's do what we do, and that is push the pause button. Feel your new connection to the ground, the length of your legs. We have this firm foundation. We have this hope as an anchor for our souls, firm and secure. We're embodying that truth that we can feel something underneath us, firm and secure. And let's bring movement to the spine as we inhale the hands up and exhale the arms down, the body twist one direction. You inhale back up and exhale down, sensing into your hips. Can you feel your hips stable as you move the body up and drop the arms down the other side? Hips are stable. Movement in the core and spine. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last time, inhale up. And exhale down. Last inhale, hands high. And we're going to go forward towards the feet to a forward fold. You might want to start with a nice bend to your knees, maybe a little movement on your back or on your sits bones. Stretch out that low back and hamstrings. You want to lengthen your legs, reaching towards your toes. You could always use a towel or a strap to put around your feet to draw closer, or just energetically draw those toes back towards your body and lean forward. Nice, gentle stretch for your back. Okay. Now let's bring this left leg over the right. Use a leverage, drawing that knee in towards the body. Okay, interoception. I'm going to ask you to sense into your internal experience. You sense the stability of your hips, the length and strength of your spine as you sit like this. Sensing strength, stability in your body. And now, invite in some ease into your face. I call this grace for your face. Just inviting in ease and release into your forehead and eyes, and cheekbones, and jaw. Can you sense, again, the stability in your hips, the length and strength of your spine? Feel that. And then feel the ease and release in your face. This is a practice called dual awareness. Somatic practice of dual awareness, feeling two different things at one time or back and forth. And now you want to finish off the spine twist. Okay, we'll bring the left hand behind the left hip, and the right arm either hugs that knee or can come around. Just find a nice twist to your spine. I like to inhale and then exhale into the twist. Do what feels safe. Inhale and exhale. One more time here. Inhale. Exhale, gentle twist to the core. We'll bring the body back. Give the legs a shake out. Draw the right leg over the left. We're going to go through the dual awareness practice, briefer this time. Sensing into the stability of your hips and the length and strength to your spine as you hold your body like this. Inviting in grace for your face. You might just give a little smile, and that'll take you a long ways to bringing some ease into the face. And then we'll bring the right hand behind the right hip, the left arm hugging or comes on over, and we inhale and exhale into the twist. Breathing in, releasing out. And breathing in and exhaling twist. One more time here, breathing in and exhaling. All right, friends, let's bring the soles of the feet and the heels together. Now, we're going to do what we get to do, right? We get to do, and it's a get to. We get to, well, first, having reminded you of this for a while, we get to notice what we notice and feel what we feel without judgment, comparison, or analyzing. We get to. And we get to pause. Press the pause. New position, new opportunity for our routine. And still in the body. Bringing awareness to the sensation of the ground, the floor under you in a new way. I feel the ground under the sides of my feet, under my haunches, sits bones. And then notice one thing in your environment, something you can hear or see, smell, feel. And then notice with kindness, no judgment. Is there one place in your body you could soften? And then notice your breath. Without any need to change it. This is breath awareness, a practice of breath awareness. Tracking the sensation of the breath on the inhale. Tracking the feeling and sensation of the breath on the exhale. Very accessible. You don't need to breathe any particular way. You track the breath sensation, drawing in, releasing out. Drawing in, releasing out. All right, now we'll start some movement. Drawing against your shins, feeling like you can be shining your heart space through your ribs. We're going to work on opening up through the heart space, through the ribs and the neck and throat. If it feels safe to raise your chin here and breathe. One more breath cycle. And then the reverse of this would be opposite, would be letting the back round behind you. Your chin drops to chest. And breathe. Just notice your breath. Chin again is dropped towards your chest, activating parasympathetic. And then we draw forward if that feels good. Opening up through the heart, raising the chin and releasing back. I'm going to encourage you to flow through this at your pace, at your breath rate. Sensing into your body what feels good and safe, Rolling the back behind. Drawing the heart forward. Okay. Let's move again into a different position. How about, if this works for you, this is Heroes. A pillow or a block under your seat and feet is a really nice option to sit back in Heroes posture without with not so much pressure on the knees. Now, if this isn't doable for you, go back to simple seated or up on your knees or sit in a chair, because we're still working on the upper body. I just want to move and sit in different ways. So let's keep with the heart opening. Let's roll the shoulders. Bring the hands on top of the shoulders. Now this is an exercise of drawing the shoulder or the elbows together and up, and then opening up. So again, feeling into your shoulders, your chest, and what's going to feel safe. Notice what it's like to open up through your heart space. Open up the posture. You find your breath here. I like to inhale on the up with the elbows and exhale as these elbows come down and around, maybe like a butterfly or, I don't know, a flower opening up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. If you're still with me, let's do it one more time, bringing the elbows in and up, opening up through the heart space. And let the arms drift down. Roll out those shoulders. Don't we just spend so much time maybe in a more, with a posture of kind of crunched over, and it's not very often that we have that encouragement or reason to open up big through the arms, through the shoulders, and through the heart. Notice what it feels like though. The physical feeling of with the body and the posture to be open, but also just notice what it feels like kind of as an overall well-being to have this open heart and open posture. And that reminds me for you to do a check-in with how you're feeling. 1 to 10, a check-in of just overall well-being. So just overall feeling of we'll do 0 is or 1 is really relaxed and calm. And then 10 being very stressed, full of anxiety. So just sort of an overall with that, 1 to 10, just for yourself, just to know, be aware. And then a 1 to 10 for, now you're going to use your interoception here to sense into your body feelings of tension or stress or pain. Okay, so this is actual sensation in the body of tension, stress, or pain. And 10 being the highest pain and 1 being the lowest. So just did a little check in there for your self-awareness. No judgment, no comparison, no analyzing. It is what it is. Want to be aware of that, okay? So we've done a check-in. And let's continue with the posture and heart opening. And now if you've been sitting in Heroes a long time like me and you need to maybe tuck your toes underneath you, go ahead and do that. Remember, you are free to sit however you like. In fact, I'm going back to simple seated. All right, let's bring those hands in heart center. And guess what? We're going to do our routine. We're going to pause. Letting the body get still again. Drawing awareness to the field of the foundation of the earth under us, firm and secure. Noticing one thing in the environment. Noticing one place in your body you could soften. Notice your breathing. Okay. Now with these hands connected, we're going to go, we're staying in our sensory feeling body. Feel the sensation of your hands pressed together. Notice sensation, palms, finger pads. Notice maybe heat, energy. Now I'm going to ask you to press in hard. Pressing in hard, not till you have pain, but till you feel a palm-to-palm connection that is creating a lot of energy. Okay, so we're pressing in hard, and now we're going to breathe in slower and fuller. Exhale out long and complete. Breathing in slowly and fully. Exhale longer and complete. If this isn't causing strain or pain, we're going to keep these hands pressed together. Breathe in with me, slow and full. Hold your breath. Hold your breath until that spontaneous inhale comes. Maybe I should have explained that before we did it. Let's shake out the arms. Okay, this is a somatic practice to stimulate, activate your parasympathetic relaxation response. Imagine you're in underwater, and that how you're swimming around like a kid, holding your breath, swimming underwater. And you've been down there a long time, and your weight, you're like, I'm gonna come up for air. And when you come up through the water, that breath you take, this is what we're trying to simulate. So if this works for you, if you want to try this again, let's move the neck a little bit. Turning from side to side. Side to side. Okay. All right, are you with me? We'll bring the hands in, heart center. Begin, we press in. We press in until we feel like there's a lot of connection and energy palm to palm. And maybe you can feel your rib cage kind of, open up. Okay, so that's what we want. That's the feeling we want there. And we're going to take in a big breath. We're going to hold your breath. Hold your breath until that spontaneous inhale comes. Okay, here we go. Press, press, press. Big breath in. Keep pressing and hold your breath. And let the hands release. And just come back. Allow the breath to come back to a normal. Just pause and notice here. Just notice any shift. Okay. Let's move to a tabletop. Move to a tabletop position. That is knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Okay. And we get to do what we get to do. Briefly, going through this routine so you can take it off the mat with you. Pause. Sense the ground. Notice one thing in your environment. Pink, pink mat. Lots of texture to my pink mat. Now I'm going to have you notice the strength you have in your body to hold this form. Strength you have in your body. Notice your breathing. There's no right or wrong way for you to breathe in this life. Although, breathing into the stomach, slow breathing in, filling up the diaphragm, releasing out. That is a parasympathetic breath. I just mean to say that when you're noticing your breath, that is what it is, noticing. There's no right or wrong. But when we bring intention to the breath, we like to have a soft, full inhale and a long, complete exhale. And now if you need to get off your wrists or arms, you notice what you notice and feel what you feel without judgment, and based on how you feel, you choose and move. I need to get off my wrists. You might just pick up one wrist and turn it. Pick up the other and turn it. Okay. And if you'd like, come back to the tabletop and let's move the head up and down like you're drawing a one or a half a circle with your nose. What are we doing here? Yes, we're stretching the neck. We're strengthening the muscles around the neck to help with tension and tension headaches and tense jaw, things that can cause pain in the head, the face, jaw. And we're activating that parasympathetic, drawing the chin to chest, bringing the neck and throat open and close and open. All right, let's press the hands forward. And speaking of open, let's open the body through this movement of forward and back. Notice what you notice and feel what you feel. What feels safe and good for your body? What feels like a nice finding length and expansion in the body? Moving back, coming forward, and then sitting back. We're going to sit back into happy puppies first. If this works for you, hands are stretched out forward. You start to set the hips back, but then the elbows and the head come down to rest to the mat, and your tailbone stays high. Sensing that new connection to the ground, right? We get to do what we get to do through every transition. We feel the ground. We purposely bring that sensory awareness to grounding. Feel the breath. And let's go ahead and sit back into child's as you feel where you could soften in the body. And also remember to use your props. You might like to put a pillow between your heels and your seat and your feet. Maybe a pillow for your forehead. We're going to be here for a little bit, so get comfortable. I wonder if you've already begun to feel the new way the earth is under you. Notice one thing in the environment. Notice your breath. You sit back in child's in a way that you feel released into the ground. I've got my head up so I can talk. So for the most part, we've done breath awareness. Now we're going to do a breath intention. So an actual breathing technique of to activate, you guessed it, the parasympathetic. Okay, when we inhale, that activates the sympathetic. When we exhale, that activates the parasympathetic. So if we want to go into that rest, digest, relaxation response, we're going to want to exhale more than we inhale. Okay, so easy, accessible ratio breathing. Let's start with an inhale to the count of 2, just internally in your mind. Inhale 2, exhale 4, inhale 2, exhale 4, inhale 2, and exhale 4. Let's try inhale 3 and exhale 6. Inhale 3, exhale 6. Last time, inhale 3 and exhale 6. Let your breath return to a natural rhythm. And just notice sensation and feeling in your body. Maybe that overall sense of well-being. And checking in with your tension, stress, or pain level in your body. Just notice. You get to notice what you notice and feel what you feel without judgment, comparison, or analyzing. And then bringing empowerment into your system. The next part of that message is now, based on how you feel, you get to move and breathe and be in this world. Based on how you feel, you choose. How are you going to, what does your body need right now? So maybe sensing into your low back, your legs, your hips, your arms, your head. Move into a different position. I'm gonna make my way back to simple seated. Okay, back to simple seated. Let's just, as I guiding, just listen to, feel your body, listen to what would feel nice, maybe with the head and the neck. You want to stay in your child's posture. If that's feeling really lovely for you, then do that. I just wanted to bring us up to do some specific things with the jaw, and also to talk or mention the relaxation responses that you could become aware of. So before we do the jaw, let me just mention those. So when your body is activated into the relaxation response, and it's called the parasympathetic, and the responses are called the rest digest responses, and that's exactly what we do in that state of the nervous system. Of course, when we're sleeping, when you're relaxed, when you're at ease and calm, then your digestion is activated, because so these are some of the things that you might recognize, you might become aware of, so that you can say, oh yes, there's my relaxation response. I have activated my parasympathetic. And isn't that exciting? I think it is, because there's power in that. That is where our hope and healing come in this, is that we're not hopeless and powerless against these stress reactions and the cycle of stress, pain. So one thing for you to notice will be the moisture level in your mouth, because it activates the rest digest, that the system, when in parasympathetic, it is going to, give you the juices you need in your saliva to digest food. And the stomach is going to have the juices flowing to digest food. So you might notice your stomach gurgling. You might notice that your stomach gurgles. When I'm leading a practice, a meditation in person, and I have many people in the room, often you just start to hear like this little symphony. People's stomachs start to just gurgle, and I like to mention it, and it's like, that's a good thing. But what do we do in society? Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. The other would be a spontaneous yawn. That is your system, right, being relaxed. Notice a spontaneous deeper breath or a sigh. So you just, as we're moving through these and flowing through these different things, just be aware, just notice. So let's do some specific work with the jaw. I know a lot of people a lot of my clients and students have said that they wear a bite guard at night, that they have a lot of tension in their face, pain in their jaw, maybe TMJ even, tension, headaches, and migraines. So let's start with this. Just cupping your hands to your face, just like you might cup your child's face or a sweet friend that you're trying to comfort, looking at right in the eyes, saying, I love you, I care about you. Just cup your hands to your own face and just notice the sensation of that. Notice the sensation, the skin to skin connection. Begin to feel the heat transfer. Let's see is it a feeling of the heat transferring from hand to face or face to hand. being curious, not judging, just notice. So that's feeling the sensation in the face and around the hands and face. And now, see if you can just get an overall sense within your body, your system. If you feel this is calming or comforting or soothing, just notice. And is there an area in your body that you can pinpoint and say, oh, yes, that's how I know that this is comforting or soothing? And just notice if you could loosen your jaw a little bit. Maybe you already have. All right, now releasing your hands, just let them drift down to your legs. And just notice. Notice for any shift within your body. Notice if it does, if you feel comforted or soothed at all. And now we're going to take the 3 middle fingers and bring them to the jaw, like your middle finger is about at your ear, right above your earlobe. Does that make sense? Like right here. So your fingers are right there where your jaw hinges. Okay. And just press in a little bit so you can feel the jaw. Move your jaw a little bit. And you can just notice that you can feel that. Okay. And now let's bring the back of the teeth together and kind of mild to medium. Bring a clench to your teeth, your mouth. See what that feels like. And let it go. It's like going to the dentist. I can't talk and do this at the same time. So we're going to clench the teeth and let it go. And as you clench, notice what you feel in your fingers. And let it go. And then notice what you feel in your jaw. And let it go. Okay. Now this practice is, as much as you're able, keep your upper palate, your upper jaw still, and we're going to open and close slowly. The lower jaw moves, just the lower jaw. Not too much, no popping of the jaw. So just be careful. It's a slow, intentional movement of just the lower jaw. Open and close very slowly, intentionally. And then go ahead and let your hands leave your face, just drift to your legs, and if it feels okay, keep doing that. Notice you keep the upper jaw still and the lower jaw moves. Couple more times. All right. And again, just settle into your body. Notice what you notice and feel what you feel. See if there's some place in your body or face you could soften. Where could you soften? Just be aware of the quality, the amount of how moist your mouth is. Have you felt the need to swallow? Has there been a deeper breath, spontaneous breath? Okay. I'm going to have us stand up. But before, I just want to do this last thing with the mouth. Oh, and Earlene, that's not my cue for the song yet. Okay, the thing with the mouth, it's actually with the tongue. Okay, this is a somatic practice to elicit a relaxation response. What you want to do is take your tongue and curl it up to the roof, the top of your mouth, the roof of your mouth, and then bring that curled tongue as far back as you can and tickle, 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 wiggle that tongue at the very roof of your mouth until you yawn. Did it work? Did it make you yawn? Do it again if you can. And notice, did your eyes get moist? Did my eyes, when I get that really good yawn, my eyes get watery. So just notice that, notice the moisture of your mouth. So yes, we can make ourselves yawn and elicit a relaxation response. Sometimes, we're in that parasympathetic and so we yawn. Other times we can create the yawn and move in to help move into the parasympathetic. Does that make sense? Just another little tool you can use, okay? And notice the whole thing about the moist mouth and all of that. All right. We're going to make our way to standing, but I think I'd like to do it by coming into a forward fold, if that is a good, safe choice for you. So if you like, bring your feet to a yoga mat and your hands, lots of bend to the knees, because we're down here on the floor, hands to the floor. And then we bring the lower body up, a lot of bend to the knee. So you can have your hands on the floor or maybe a block or a pillow if that's better for you. But you want to be connected with your feet and your hands. And of course, we want to bring awareness to that connection. Feel all 10 of your fingers and thumbs creating an impression into the mat. Feel the way your feet make impression. And then notice that you have capacity, control, and power over your body to move forward without falling, to move back. Bringing some empowerment into the system that we do have control when things seem out of control and chaotic, when stress and pain seem out of control. We do have capacity in our body to feel firm and secure, the ground and the body, firm and secure. Okay. Now, releasing the hands to the elbows, if this is safe for you, and your back, your neck and shoulders. Let gravity do its thing here. Head release from your neck release from your shoulders. Bringing length to your spine and space between your vertebrae. This should be doing lovely things for your neck and your back if this doesn't cause you pain. And then if you want to, maybe move your forearms to the right and the left. Open up through the low back and hamstrings. Finding space, length in the body. Using that interoception, sensing into your internal environment. What's going on? Feel those hamstrings. Feel the low back. Feel your head released from your neck. Oh, and when you're ready, move your hands from your elbows and slowly make your way to standing. All right, I just need a quick camera adjustment. All right, we're going to do a few things standing up, but what do we get to do first? We get to pause. What if you went throughout your day with a few pauses in it, where you literally let your body, where you stop, you pause, let your body become still. Bring awareness to physical sensation of that ground firm and secure under your feet. Notice one thing in your environment. Notice one place you could soften in your body. Notice your breath. Feeling the breath move on the inhale. Feel the breath move on the exhale. Okay. A little more movement for the back and spine, bringing the feet to a little wider stance. We'll open up the palms. I like to say my palms towards you, your palms towards me. Or heart to heart, spirit to spirit. Drawing your thumbs behind you a little bit. Notice that that opens you up through your heart space, opens up your posture. And from here, bring those arms up to a 5-point star. So bring your arms up to like this victory stance. It's called 5-point star in yoga. Arms are up. And you get this sense that your hands are high, palms open. Your shoulders are strong to hold your hands like that, but they're not wrapped around your ears. So they're low and loose and strong. Can you get that sense? And bringing awareness to the strength you have in your body to hold this posture. The strength in your legs, stability in your hips, length and strength to your spine, and to hold this gesture or posture. So notice what you notice and feel what you feel. And if you're beginning to feel some fatigue or challenge in the shoulders or back or anywhere, if it's not pain or strain, can you stay with that sensation? Can you find that sensation of challenge and not distract from it, not ignore it? We're teaching the nervous system a new story that it is safe to feel. Feeling the sensation. I'm feeling lots of fatigue in my hips and the back of my shoulders. Bringing detailed awareness as you're able. Notice what you notice, feel what you feel, and know that this is not going to go on forever. Hard things come to an end. Relief is coming. We're going to let the arms come down after 3, 2, and 1. Notice any spontaneous sighs, spontaneous big breaths, and just notice sensation in your body, in your arms, your shoulders, your back. Notice for sensation of release. Where do you feel some release? Notice sensation of relief. All right, we're going to stay with this a little bit differently. Now we're going to open up the arms straight out from the shoulders. Again, shoulders are strong enough to hold the hands up here, but they're not wrapped around your shoulders or ears, okay? Holding, getting real stable in the legs. Imagine you want to keep your knees and your thighs pointing forward, but the upper body has mobility. Turn at the core and the waist. Feel that strength and stability in your low body, the mobility in your upper body. Feeling two things at once. We can be firm and stable, mobile and open. It's not an all or nothing. Chronic stress, chronic pain, chronic illness can kind of trick the nervous system, lie to the nervous system that it's always going to feel this way. It's always going to be like this, and that it can only feel pain, suffering. So we'll let the arms come out to the sides. Go ahead and sense for any discomfort. Notice what you notice, feel what you feel. It's safe for you to feel. Not distract, not to ignore. Feel sensation in your arms, perhaps. You want to tell the nervous system that it is not always going to be like this. And you have capacity. You can always let your arms down. You have control of your body. You want to hold this with me. Tell your nervous system it is not always going to be like this. I'm not always going to feel this in the shoulders and the back. I'm not always going to feel, you fill in the blank. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and they come down. And this time, why don't you let your arms just hang like rag dolls in front of you, and the chin drops to chest. Noticing for sensation in your arms, your hands. What does it feel like now to have let that posture, that openness go? You feel release anywhere in your body? And let me ask you this. You can bring your chin up if you want, move your head and your neck around. Let me ask you just to have you ponder this with curiosity, no judgment. I want you to ponder this in your feeling body. What could relief feel like for you? Or what will relief feel like for you? Relief from, you fill in the blank. What could relief from feel like for you? Notice if you feel sensation, any sort of tingling, anything open, and just notice that you can feel, you can have sensation and feeling within your body that isn't pain, that isn't stress, that isn't tension, that isn't suffering. Sometimes I've had clients say just to feel something other than, and to fill in the blank, other than my intense grief, other than my intense pain. This is the first time, I had a client say, this is the first time since my son was killed that I have felt anything other than the tormented grief, feeling something, sensation in the body. And that, my friends, I want to give you that encouragement for hope and healing, that you can feel something else. And I know, and that's just the beginning. Just maybe that's the glimmer of hope, though. It has to start somewhere, that recognizing that you can feel other sensations, and also ease and release and calm. We're going to create, it's going to keep creating those opportunities, setting the environment to feel ease, release, calm. Okay, we're going to do one more thing standing up. If you need to get a drink of water like I do. This is a practice to, how do I describe this? This is a practice to move. It can move stuck survival energy in and out of your body. And it's a practice, a movement practice to rise up in your strength and truth, and to perhaps release what you need to release. So I'm going to show you, we're going to have some music playing, and we're going to sort of find a rhythm to your body and breath of little bend. So we're going to start slow and not too deep, little bend to the knees and the arms, and come up, and bringing the arms down, a little bend to the back. Inhale, we rise up, and exhale, arms come down, we release. Inhale up, and exhale, release. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, release. Inhale, what are you rising up, and you feel your strength, and exhale with that loose jaw and that active exhale. What could you be letting go of and releasing with your breath, and releasing with your body? Inhaling, rise up, and that you're not always going to feel blank, and then exhale, throw it down, even throw it behind you, like, oh, Satan, get behind me. We rise up in truth. We exhale, throw it down. Satan, get behind me. Feeling into your body. How many more times do you want to do this? What are you releasing? Chronic stress, chronic pain, chronic illness can bring anger and bitterness. Rise up, fill up with truth, and exhale to release. Rise up and release. Couple more times if that's okay. I'd like you to get your heart rate up. Move energy through your body and release what you need to release. And we'll come on up. Be complete when you've had enough. Okay, the breath rate is up. We're going to move down to our mats on our backs, feet to the floor on the back. Okay, I'm going to move my camera again. How are we doing? Okay, let's get onto the back, onto the floor. Put your feet to the mat if that feels good for you. And notice any of those relaxation responses. Yes, we can activate, create relaxation response with movement. And now we are in a new position to the ground. Can you feel some relief in that the body is connected? Most of the body, we were on 2 feet, holding up the body, moving. But now, can you feel that release and relief and a revel in, let the system, your body go, yes, I feel support under my feet, under my back of my arms, and across my back of my shoulders. Okay, now if you would take one hand and bring it to your abdomen and the other hand to your heart, or just like, like collarbone-ish, hand over heart. Elbows are still on the ground, so you want to be able to still rest your arms. Just have your hand, one at the abdomen, one at the heart. And after you've grounded, feel your breath. Just notice the movement of your body, the movement of your abdomen, maybe your chest as you breathe. My stomach just gurgled. All right, let's breathe in to make that hand over your abdomen move. Can you do that? Breathing in slowly into your diaphragm. So that hand on your abdomen moves, and then you exhale. You're making the hand go up on your inhale, and it releases on the exhale. Stay with that practice, breathing into the diaphragm. And moves up with that breath coming in, and it moves down on the exhale. This is diaphragmic or belly breathing. Breathing like this. I was gonna put a should into this. This would be a goal. To practice breathing like this many times throughout the day, so that it becomes habitual, that you breathe deep into your belly. So those short, rapid breaths up in the chest, what is that going to do? What does it do? It activates the sympathetic nervous system. The short chest breathing, like hyperventilating, right? So the opposite of that is breathing into the stomach, breathing into your diaphragm. And you can feel that you're doing that with this hand that goes gently up and down. Now, if you'd like to move your legs in a different way, maybe bringing the soles of your feet and your heels together, if that feels good. Open up through the thigh, pelvis, the hips. We carry a lot of tension, we women, in our pelvis and our hips and our abdomen area. A lot of drawing in, clenching in these areas. So just be curious how you could soften in the inner thigh, soften into your pelvis, softening into each of your hip joints. Another time when you have a chance to practice this, get some couch pillows, put them on the outside of your legs so you can really just let the legs release so they have something to connect to. So this is a really good release, tension release, overall tension release that we carry in these bigger muscle groups in the body. Just letting the outside of your legs drop towards the ground into some pillows. And softening, being curious into your feeling body, allowing the softening into your inner thighs. Softening and release in your pelvis. Softening and release into each hip joint. And then soft belly. A nice breathing and meditative practice. Maybe again with one hand on the stomach, one on the heart, or maybe both. Yeah, both. Both on the abdomen. Middle finger about where the belly button is and in line, but you want your elbows on the ground. You breathe very slow and easy into the abdomen. And release. On the inhale, into your feeling mind, soft. The exhale, belly. Breathe in, soft. Exhale, belly. Soft belly breathing. Have a hard time relaxing and falling to sleep, I encourage you to try this soft belly breathing for 5 minutes. And then call me in the morning. Okay, my friends, it is time for meditation. So using your pillows and props, get yourself nice and comfortable. You might, have a pillow under your knees, under your head. You might like a blanket, even if you're not too hot and you have a blanket around. It's nice to feel covered. It's the security of feeling covered. All right, so I'm going to allow you to get your props, get your pillows and your blankie, and get nice and comfortable. Okay. And if you haven't already, let your body feel and sense the ground. The entirety of your body now, supported by the ground. We intentionally are giving the body the time it needs to let this sensory awareness come on board, that it is indeed supported, so it can release, relax, and let go. I'm going to lead you through a somatic meditation. Somatic, body. It's continuing with this very sensory process. When we are sensing into the body, we come out of the thinking brain, out of the thinking mind, come into the feeling body. Calm body, calm mind. So begin to sense the support of the ground under your right heel and under your left heel. Maybe you can notice some sort of texture under your heels. The feel of the mat, the carpet. Just notice you can have some sensory even under your heels, giving your body information, sensory information. How about under the back of your calves? Sensing the ground, sensing your calves, tops of your shins, back of your hamstrings, and the tops of your thighs. And you sense the weight of your legs. The weight of your legs and your pelvis dropping you towards the ground, sort of sinking towards the ground. And then bringing your awareness to the very middle of your back. No, a little lower, at your tailbone. Just notice sensation at your tailbone. And imagine a softening. Bring a softening to the tailbone, to your right hip and your left hip. Soft belly. Bringing awareness to the top of your chest, your ribs, that space right above your body. You could sense the lightness the openness, spaciousness right above your ribs. And then sensing the support under your shoulder blades, support under the back of your head. And sensing the hard structure of your skull. The back of your head against the floor or a pillow. Hard structure that is the crown of your head, your forehead, your jawline, your cheekbones, your eyebrows. Now imagine with me, imagine with your feeling body, that entire structure is like warm melting wax, softening under the skin, your forehead softening, the bones of your eyebrows softening, around your eyes, the bridge of your nose, sensing ease and release into the structure of your face. Ease and release into your jawline. Ease and release into your jaw. Imagine that you can soften the inside corners of your eyes. And you can soften the outside corners of your eyes. Notice what this feels like to have invited ease and release into the entire face. I call this grace for your face. You can invite in this grace for your face whenever you like, softening those inside corners of your eyes, softening the outside corners of your eyes. And notice inside of your mouth. Notice there is moisture in your mouth. Bringing awareness to the back of your teeth. Is there space between the back of your teeth? Your tongue loose from the roof of your mouth. Your jaw heavy and released. And just notice what it feels like in this moment. Is there anywhere in your body, in your face, in your spirit that feels at peace, calm, at ease, at rest? Just notice. Can you find even a glimmer within your body of a sensation of rest and peace? I invite you to hear these words I speak over you as if Jesus is speaking right into your body, your mind, and your spirit. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. He says, my burden is easy and my yoke is light. I am humble and meek at heart. I can give you rest for your soul. Notice any place in your body that you feel at rest, that you feel calm. Any place in your body you could just bring in even just another bit of softness and ease and release. Like you're releasing that burden, releasing burden to the Lord. As he says, he summons you. He says, come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. He has rest for our souls. He has rest for our nervous system, where we can rest and recover and heal. Sensing your breath in this moment. God's breath of life. In this moment, notice what you can feel, what you can sense that is peaceful, that is comforting, that is restful and at ease. Feel this as your truth. You can feel some ease, some release, some relief. You will live secure and full of hope. God will protect you and give you rest. It's Job 11:18. Can you feel this as, can you embody this as truth in this moment? You will live secure and full of hope. God will protect you and give you rest. God will protect you and give you rest. You will live secure and full of hope. Just breathe that in. Begin to bring a little energy into the body as you breathe that in deeply in and release it out. We need energy, maybe some movement to your hands and feet. Might want to draw you might want to stay just how you are and feel free to do that. You don't have to sit up for me. You don't need to sit up. In fact, yes, I'd like to encourage you to stay at rest as long as you're able to stay and soak and just be. You will live secure and full of hope. God will protect you and give you rest. Thank you, my friends, for allowing me to lead you through this practice. I bid you God's peace and shalom.